Namaste. There is a subject which a lot of people often ask. न्याय कहाँ है? ईश्वर का न्याय कहाँ है? What is justice? Where is justice? So, of course, we have an idea of our own idea of justice. Like we have an idea of everything. Our idea of love, our idea of wisdom, and these ideas are moving around the head. But divine's logic is very different from ours. Or perhaps he doesn't act according to logic. He has his own vision. So very often we see in this world that people who are good, who are honest, they are not making so much money. And people who are crooks and scoundrels, they are making money. Who are greedy, they are making more and more money. So people ask, where is justice? But look at it from this point of view. It's very simple. The divine gives. Okay. He gives what you ask. So if you ask money and you are putting all your labor into making money by hook or crook, all right, take this money. How much do you want? Because he has forgotten the story of Midas gold. One day his daughter itself becomes an object of value rather than the true inner value. That's what Midas' story is about. Where he, whatever he touches becomes gold. One day he touches his own daughter and she becomes gold. Means thereby that he starts thinking of her only in terms of her, the value. Some people have that. Even for children they have a value. Value is in terms of money, unfortunately. Whereas the real inner value is gone. So when we value money, he gives us money. You say, what kind of justice is this? He has not earned it. Well, he has earned it. He has put his struggle. He has used his mind to apply every crooked thing. So where is justice? Justice is that it is at the expense of something else. It is at the expense of what? Inner happiness. It is at the expense of what? Inner peace. It is at the expense of what? Growth towards something higher, nobler, more beautiful. His time is fully involved now with this, and he is having no time to really grow inwardly. The conscious is becoming more and more gross. That's why the Bible says it's easier to make a camel pass through the eye of a needle than to make a rich man turn to God. And the mother says, so true. But she says, if a rich man can turn to God, it's wonderful because he becomes a true instrument. It's like success. Despite the success is the last test. If you can still turn toward the divine, you are a powerful instrument. That's a different thing altogether. But most of the time, because your consciousness is dwelling in gross things, outer things, it becomes more and more crude, gross. And therefore, because it becomes very heavy, it becomes difficult for you to lead an inner life. That's why in old disciplines, the method was to renounce that part. But in the yoga of Sri Krishna and Sri Aurobindo, you don't have to leave it outwardly. It's not sannyas. Even Isha Upanishad. It's a change of your attitude to regard this wealth as not your own, but belonging to the divine, to use it for divine purposes. Now that is where there is fullness. You don't have to deprive this world of what you could contribute in the Vishwayagya. So divine justice ultimately is very simple. The divine gives you what you want or what you need, you think you need, and what happens then, it is at the expense of something else. And sometimes one pays a great price. Outwardly, when you see, you do not understand. That's the story Sri Aurobindo, in one of his stories, Bangla stories translated in English, Dream. That's the story where Hari Mohan prays to Krishna and says, I am doing your puja every day and see what I have got. Nothing really much. And look at Tin Kodi seal. He has a big house, so much money, servants. If I find you Kesta, I am going to tie your hands and give you a nice beating. Krishna is like that. He appears, says, here are my hands. I have got the rope also. If you don't have a stick, I'll manufacture that also. No, I didn't mean it that way. You see, don't you see? He says, no, I don't see what you are seeing. So what are you seeing? You want to see what I am seeing? Come with me. So he says, no, you, where are you taking me? Don't you see the Darban, the person standing outside? They are going to beat both of us, huh? He said, no, I am a trickster. I enter every home. I have the art. I have the master key to the bedrooms and everything. So he takes him in a subtle journey where he sees Tin Kodi seal is lying on his bed, turning, twisting, fire in his acidity. His mind is thinking of the cholesterol, statins, side effect. All this is full of fear and anxieties. So he says, where have you got me? He says, you wanted to come? You want to take this life? He said, please take me out. I am feeling stifled. He said, but you were saying some time back, this is so wonderful. He said, enough, I have understood. And then he takes him to the mountains where there is a yogi who is sitting. And he's enjoying. He's in a bliss, even though he hasn't eaten for 2 days. And even when ants are biting him, he's feeling them as touch of Krishna. And then, of course, food comes to him because suddenly a child comes, Krishna himself comes, somebody is inspired. And so, these are two extreme things. Those who seek inner life get the inner life. Those who seek the permanent find the permanent. Those who seek outer things get the outer things. Very simple. Those who want to build their muscles to become a gunda will become a gunda who can beat a honest man black and blue. But that doesn't mean that honesty is worse and becoming a gunda is the thing you must follow. Being honest is your own reward. What is the reward of honesty? When you are honest, after all, very difficult to remain honest. It means tremendous will you have to exercise. So your moral strength increases. What is the value of moral strength? Moral stage, if you have gone through, it's a sattvic stage. It prepares you for the spiritual life. You can't leap straight from the gross rajasic life into the higher spiritual. You have to pass through moral stage. Morality is not the last word. But you have to go through it, then you are ready for the higher. So if you have gone through it, that means you are ready for the next step of evolution. So this is how divine justice operates. We don't understand it because we want divine to act according to our ideas, our notions. Of course, let me add in conclusion, it is not a question of either or. It is a 3-step process. First step is when man is involved only with gross things, gross rewards. His idea of punishment is also very gross and crude. Then you have to go to the next step, seek something higher. Then you have to not be Ramo in this, but be Ramo in Ram. I mean, the divine presence. Otherwise you can't. So that's how Ken Upanishad reminds us, Tadeva Brahman Tvam Viddhi Nedam Yadidam Upasate. When you have arrived at soul contact with the divine presence, then all this, you can be with it, even use it divinely, like Shri Krishna and Shri Rama coming back from the forest, Shri Krishna in Dwarka. That's the Indian ideal. It's not like leave it forever. Inwardly you renounce it. Take it that it is given to you today. You are a trustee. Seek the permanent and use it rightly and divinely. So it's not either or. It's a question of stress of value. The stress of value should be always on the divine, the permanent. And this should be an instrument for making this world a better place. It's not that you have to leave money, riches, but you have to use it rightly and divinely. Namaste.